Nice to see everybody's here. There's so many awesome people here. I love this. We are live. Hello, Sicknar. Jen! Woo! Booty! Yeah, I know so many good things. I know Pharmacist Shippa. Look at this. Maisie, we were just talking about you. We're going to talk about you again in a second. Booty, we were talking about you. Hello, Harp Chan. Hello, Sandwich Girl. Hello, Taylor. Oh my God, Miss Jasmine Live. Look at this. This is so nice. Michael Chu in the house. Mwah,
Thanks
hello,
for the follow,
sweetheart.
Michael Chu.
So nice. Thank you, babe. Thank you. So nice. I love this. Hello, Justice Raven. Hello, Gianna. Oh, yeah, everybody. This is like amazing. Oh my God. So good, gang. So
and
nice.
So house in the house.
Let's with no further ado. There is no lead up. There is nothing. Let's get our girl into this stream already. May I present the glorious, the magnificent, the fabulous, the extraordinary Miss Carolina Ravassa.
What? Hello.
How are you?
And Caro is wearing my shirt and she looks freaking awesome in it. Look how cute that is on her. Isn't that great on her, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, that I like when I do a closet purge, I'm like, ooh, save this for Caro. Ooh, save this for Caro. Wait, I have a bag literally that has your name on it in my house right now.
Mail it out, baby.
It's coming, babe. It's coming. It's coming. Okay. Now, Harbchan just mentioned your fabulous side shave. Like, I love that you did the vanilla ice stripe too. It's like amazing. I know it's a Sombra stripe, but it's also a vanilla ice stripe. It's like very rock star.
Well, Sombra has different designs. This was just I love Erika Ishii. If you guys don't follow her, she's so kick-ass and so sexy and all these things. And she has some stripes, and I'm like, I could do those in quarantine. So I like very carefully went in with my razor thingy. So, yeah.
I am very proud of you. Have you gotten into like the kink of doing it, of like doing the detailing on your hair? Like there's real fetishism artistry to doing it when you get into it.
Dude, I can't do such intense stuff. No, this is basic and simple. And even then I think I almost effed it up. When they start doing the flowers and stuff, I can't do it to my, it's my side. It's not fun. Yeah.
Right now, and hold on a second. And it's your left side. So are you a righty or a lefty?
I'm a righty. So when I do this, I do like this. But then when I hold the mirror, if I do it with the right, it's like you know how when you do something in the mirror, sometimes you think you're going the opposite way. So then I think I can F it up. So I actually end up doing this with my left and use this mirror. And I have to be very careful and very slow in the back. It's kind of
fun. My God. Okay, that's complicated. That gets exciting. That keeps things exciting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Everyone's saying how much better you're getting at the shave. This is Assassin Volpe. Mwah, thank you. Thank you so much. And thanks for the hype train, gang. That was so cool. This is so nice. No, she's getting way better at this. Hype train.
Yes.
This is very sweet. So, oh my God. So I asked you a while ago because some people who shall remain nameless, but whose name rhymes with Kess or Bess, pro Bess, was mentioning to me, when can we get Caro on to talk about Valorant? When can we talk about Raze? When can we talk? And I had written to you and said, like, when can we do this? And you said, obviously, after the announce. But then now we have the 3-year anniversary coming up this weekend. So we've got lots to celebrate. We've got like exciting things afoot. And so we've got lots of cool things to talk about today. This is perfect. So when did you start working on Valorant?
Maybe February. I remember my friend was like, Caro, I just auditioned for this Brazilian role and you have to get seen for it. And I'm like, I wrote to my agents, what's happening with the Brazilian role? They're like, relax, it's in your inbox. So I auditioned and oh my God, I was so connected to her since the beginning because she's like really explosive, no pun intended. Really, she loves explosives. She has hand grenades, all the Junkrat stuff. And but I hadn't connected Junkrat to her yet, because to me it was just her high energy, her love for like her comrades, and then Brazil. I'm just so inspired by Brazil. So so then I booked it, and we recorded a few sessions, and I thought it was going to take a lot longer to come out. And they started beta testing, I guess a month ago. And so I was surprised when the beta testing started, because people started asking me if I was Raze, and I'm like, what? It's out?
Right? You're like, nothing. Don't say a word.
Yeah.
Right.
I was waiting for they do this golden video moment, and I was waiting for that to announce. So even though it was on IMDb Pro, I didn't announce till Riot properly announced her.
Fair.
Yeah.
Now, have you met anybody else in the voice cast from it yet?
Well, I saw that Steve Bloom voices a character on there. There's 12 of us right now, and so I haven't talked to Steve about it, but I've met him at cons, and he's just so awesome. And then there's another guy I started following on Insta. We're both with the same agent, so we've kind of shouted each other out, but I don't know them personally. No.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I hope what were you gonna say, Nis?
Oh, sorry. Once the game started, and I unlocked that character immediately, and I was like, "Yep, I know exactly who this is already." And then I asked Jen, and I was like, "Is this a thing I can talk about?" Like, I don't even know at this point.
But at this point,
yeah. I mean, I guess once it was on IMDb, I could talk about it, but I wanted to be able to just freely talk about it once they announced it. So we wait for these things.
Of course, you have to. You have to. But so wait, what is Junkratty? Tell me about. So she likes all the bombs and stuff. You said that she's all boom, but tell me more.
So she was just I can't remember. It's funny. I just threw out the pages for the audition, but they described her as this like a very high energy. She's the life of the party. She walks in and it's just all like, "Hello, everybody, what's up?" It's just like kind of like you, Jen Cohn, walking in.
Oh.
And so I guess because I know that Junkrat loves to explode stuff, but I hadn't connected those things, because for me it was like a personality that was different to him. I'm not thinking about the skills and what they do and their powers, like in our heroes' powers in Overwatch. So I was just like, oh, she's kind of like Lucio. She's cool. She's suave.
That's what she sounded like to my ear just now. That sounded very Lucio. Okay.
I definitely channeled Lucio in the audition. And one thing that was awesome is as soon as I got in to record with the writer and voice director of Riot, who I've shouted out on Twitter, please check it out. They're so beautiful. They were like, "Carol, we want to talk to you, get to know you. We want to really merge Raze and you." And they said, as soon as we heard your first line in the audition, we just knew it was you. And I'm like, oh my God. And I went with my gut there. I really I've stopped worrying about what do they want? What should I do to make them like me? It's like, no, this is what I think she is. So the first line was like, woo, we're going to do this. And I think that probably scared them, because it was just so
scared them into falling in love, scare them into casting boners. I mean, this was,
But what's really beautiful, and I haven't really talked about this yet, we had a long session the first day, and then we cut it early a little bit. They were like, "Dude, we have so much material. We're really happy. We're going to book you for next week." And I'm like, awesome. So then the next week I came in and they sat me down and they go, "So we need to talk." Dude, my blood just
I know, I'd be nauseous.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the director's like, "Zach, would you like to go first?" He goes, No, Dave, you take it." And I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting fired.
You're like, already, this is too soon. This is right.
And the David starts, "So last session, you started off and you were killing the lines and everything was just sounding beautiful. And then things started sounding stale." And I was like,
what?
Wait, what? But I thought we were on good terms. They were like, "And it's because we realized the writing was shit."
Oh.
Yeah. And
you were so fucking good that they said, "We've got to go rewrite everything."
Zach comes in and he goes, I was realizing you could have been reading an encyclopedia and you were making it sound awesome, but we just needed to up the writing to make Raze shine the way we want her to." And I was like, oh my God. And so Zach is bags under his eyes. He's like, "Carol, I stayed up till 5 a.m. last night finishing these lines." And I'm like, "What, dude? Are you crazy?" They go, "No, you showed us that Raze can be all this crazy stuff, and we want the writing to reflect it. So because the jokes weren't landing. Raze is supposed to be funny and fun and like. So then we went in, and then Dave goes, and Carol, I feel like you're just this person that needs to let loose and have fun. And I want you to know that this is a safe space, that you can say whatever you want, do all the improv you want. And if it doesn't work, we cut it. But don't be afraid to just do what you need to. And I'm like, okay. And like,
Oh my
sometimes when you
God.
improv, it's not great. So it's like, if you do something stupid, you don't want to be judged for it. But
Right.
this time, I just, dude, it was so awesome to go. Sometimes I'd be like, oh, I don't know if I like it. And then they're like, that was amazing. Keep it. And I'm like, oh my God. So anyway, so I'm sorry, I'm going off on this because it's like
no, I'm loving it. No, I mean, how often do you ever get a role like this that they're custom tailoring to you from literally where word go?
And I remember,
like from the beginning, they're doing this.
They were like, we want you to call this guy a jerk. What would you say in Portuguese? And I had asked Danny Maisie Groby, however I say that, before she knew I was on. Before she knew I was on Riot, because I couldn't tell anybody, I said, hey, if I were a Baiana from Brazil, what would I say? And so she, there were some terms for like calling somebody a jerk, like, and so I threw that out, but it wasn't working.
Wait, kiss the sandwich girl. Mwah, mwah. Thank you. And thank you for the rated. Mwah. Okay, go ahead.
And so then I said, they were like, well, what does that translate to in English? And I'm like, it's just kind of like, oh, you're so dumb. And they're like, oh my God, just call the guy dumb. And we're like, okay. So it was like this back and forth playing with languages and accents that was really, really fun. And I also understand on the Brazilian and Latino side, like we love to kind of connect on another level with people, even if they're like our upper, like our boss or whatever. And so some of the characters Raze should have respect for, but she's still going to call them by the diminutive, which in Portuguese is Inho. Like I would say Gencita in Spanish or Genzinha in Portuguese. And so they were like, do it. Like Raze has the confidence in her to call people by
that she would call them little. I love that. Yeah.
So I threw in it's just me, my squadzinho. So it used to be just
your little squad. Yeah.
My little squad.
Little squadzinho.
Ton of dynamite. Yeah. So it was just, and then I had such a gorgeous moment with the writer because at the end of so we took a break. David goes, I want you to know that Zach was he shed some tears. And I'm like, why? He goes, man, he's just loving what you're doing. And Zach was in the bathroom. So I was like, so I knew this info. And then when at the end of the session, Zach says to me, Carol, I cried for like 10 minutes straight because as I'm hearing Raze talk to her team members, little gay closeted Zach of 12 years old, gamer boy, 12 years old, all of a sudden felt like he found a character that was building community and telling him it's okay for him to be himself. And I wish I had a character like Raze embrace me when I was 12 and not knowing what to do. Should I come out of the closet or not? Or like just feeling the sense of community. And I had already cried a little because they wanted.
Carol, look at me! You're killing me. Okay, go on.
I was fucked. I was losing it because he said Raze is all heart. Like even though she's a badass, she's gonna carry her team no matter what. And I feel like that as a person, like I am going to carry my friends no matter fucking what. You know what I mean? The people I love. And so earlier they had said, women in video games are just badasses who are like, whatever, don't mess with me because I'm going to kill you. But like Raze is more than that. She's not just this woman who's just going to throw grenades and like pretend to be a man. She's actually like, she's like a tomboy, but she's feminine and she's and she's funny and I was like, dude, that's what I've been struggling my whole life. Like I love dressing like a dude sometimes and I love wearing lipstick and sometimes I swear like a sailor, but it doesn't mean I'm not ladylike. And so all of a sudden, like I connected to Raze on this whole other level that I was like, guys, we're creating her together. So that was my crazy experience with Raze. And that's where I understood for the first time, like, hey guys, I wasn't born and raised in Brazil, but sometimes there's something about a character that speaks to you more than a Brazilian with a perfect accent is going to necessarily connect to. And I get it. I get the Brazilians that are going, why the hell is this Colombian chick doing this? And I go, it's not about that. It's It's about the personality and the heart.
It's big. It's deeper. It's bigger. It's
Yeah.
deep. Caro, my heart is like, my heart is like bursting out of my shirt. I'm like quelling with you.
Yeah.
I'm quelling with you because the fact that that you're giving this to the community, that the fact that that you first that you are you. I mean, you are a gift. You are a gift. You are so shiny and you are so good, and you're just like a happy power bomb. You're so good. And so the idea of you being gifted a vehicle like this, and a game vehicle like this, that you get to create it and be all these facets of yourself and be all of this with them building it around you and supporting you and getting to be so creative. I'm quelling. I'm like, like the joy of it. And then
what quelling means.
Okay, well, you know what? I always assume you're Jewish. It's so fun.
No,
I assume everyone is Jewish. It's really hysterical. No, you're totally schnozzy. You're totally schnozzy. But in addition to that, Rob makes fun of me all the time. I assume everyone is Jewish. And so I pepper my speech with Yiddish all the time. And I assume everyone knows exactly what I'm talking about. And most people just nod and just go like, uh-huh. And they have no idea what I'm talking about. But I assume people do. So quelling is like swooning with joy, like when you're so full with someone, for someone, with pride, with happiness, you're quelling. You're like, like in the best possible way. So I'm quelling with you and quelling over you in this. And I'm so happy for Zach that he got to like have this moment where he created this thing that spoke to his childhood self, which I feel like has so much to do with everything we're doing with the community, with the family, with all these people who I love so much. Oh God, and being in this community. And then the idea of you getting to have this experience.
Yeah.
The experience of like, I mean, have you ever sat in on a casting session? Have you ever sat in like with the casting director and been the reader? And
not too many, but yeah, here and there, like a long time.
I always say it's like a good thing for an actor, a young actor, to do is to sit in and be a reader on a casting session or for a couple of projects just to see, because typically the way it works is that someone will come in at a certain point who just has this thing, and it isn't necessarily exactly what anyone had in mind, and it isn't, because everybody is so neurotic about, am I doing it right? Am I giving them what they want? Am I blah blah blah? The only thing you can do is be the most you can possibly be.
Yeah.
And just be the most comfortable in your skin and the most willing to put that out and the easiest with other people about who you are, and show up and be that. And you're going to get it or you're not going to get it. And that's how it goes.
I think a lot about Johnny Cruz when we're on panels and they ask like what connects you and your character the most. And Johnny said that for the audition for Lucio, he was just like, you know what? I'm not going to try to be somebody else here. I'm just going to be me. And that's why Lucio and Johnny in their energy are so similar. And I think that Sombra, I have her dark sense of humor, but she's a badass in a way that doesn't exist in me. And I think that Raze is more me in a personality sense, and yes. That's when I just said, fuck it. I'm just going to do this. And if I don't book it, whatever, but I'm doing what's most authentic to me right now. In my Brazilianness, because I'm obsessed with Brazil and the food and the culture and the music and the people and the capoeira and the samba and everything. So, yeah. So I left that session and I wanted to, we were flying to our Comic-Con in Las Vegas that Friday after that session. And
oh my God.
I was like, guys, if I could, I'd take you out to drinks right now. Like I wanted to keep hanging out with the writer and the director because we had shared such a deep thing that I drove to the airport and I was like, what did I just experience? And then there was more excitement while we were at the Comic-Con in Las Vegas, you and Johnny.
Fun. That was really, we had a really good time. That was a fun convention.
We did.
That was really fun. Oh my God, when we were all able to go out. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, look who's here. Oh, hello, Seti. Mwah. Hi, Seti. So nice to see you.
Seti or not?
Oh, Seti or not.
Yes, green dumpling
Seti's
Seti.
here. Oh,
I
yay.
just did an interview with him on his Twitch, so check it out. We talk about his top hair looking like pubic hair.
Nice. That's a
I
good
saw
look.
that.
I love that. Seti, I gotta see it. I didn't see this.
He
Oh my
says
God,
that it
so
does
cute.
not. It's the nicest pubic
I'm
hair.
sure it doesn't. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure that he's being a little.
Yeah.
You're gorgeous, Seti. I don't believe it. I
I know.
refuse to believe this. It's not possible. That's really. Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm still just. I'm mid like heart expansion.
Just got a raid.
And then you also just had. I got a raid. I'm sorry, guys. Thank you. Mwah! Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm like, what? Huh? Uh, tell me about the happy place. Because that just you've had a lot of shit going on. Tell me.
The Happy Place is a short film. It's about 18 minutes, 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
We shot it a year ago in LA, and it's about a quirky character, Carla, who has planned her 3-day weekend off from work, and she just wants to watch shitty novellas and eat cereal and drink wine and not bathe and like enjoy her like staycation. And she gets called into work because her boss is an idiot. And so then it's this whole day where she has to like drag herself to work, and she spills food on herself, and she has to change her dress, and she steps in dog poop, and all this stuff happens. And then she gets to work, and there's no drama, and it's just like, really, all of this for this? It's a quirky little comedy, and yeah, it's on YouTube now. I should share the link some more, but if you follow it,
Maisie and everyone says like happy side. I wrote it down as happy place. I screwed up.
So
that was my fault.
The reason I worked on the happy side was because Break Every Mold on this Twitch right now.
Oh yeah.
Break Every Mold.
Jonathan is a sound engineer, and he works with the director Michelle a ton, and they were auditioning Carla, and I guess they hadn't found her, and Michelle and Jonathan says, hey, I feel like you should audition Carolina. And Michelle's like, oh, she's not going to be available or pay attention to us. Feel free to call her manager and see if she'll audition. So Jonathan picks up the phone.
Oh, I love this.
And that takes chutzpah. See,
yes. See, you got it. You are Jewish. You see,
no,
you
I know.
This.
I know. I was letting the chat know what cavelling was, but
it was good. It was good. It was helpful.
And so he got the chutzpah to call up my manager, who isn't Jewish but sounds Jewish, and he was like, hi, could a Carolina audition? Honey, sure, yeah, I'll send her the sides. You gotta send me the script.
I love her.
Interested, whatever. And so sure enough, I auditioned, and that's how I ended up on the project. And then Jonathan did the sound for it, which is great. Yeah, so that's how I ended up on that, and it was a really, really fun little. I call it little because it's a short. It wasn't little; it was a big project. It was really well done, and it looks fabulous, and so.
Everybody in the chat has been telling me about it. I've been hearing about it, and I haven't seen it yet because I've been like in momland up on Cape Cod, so I haven't seen it. And everyone's like, "Oh my God, you gotta say it!" And then I wrote it down wrong.
Yeah. Oh, and then booty farts, freaking booty farts.
The best.
So we were doing a fundraiser after it had been shot to get some more money for post-production, and he was the final producer who made it possible. But I didn't know this until a week ago when we're in the Q&A Zoom, and I've got this sexy mofo with his like microphone, and he's talking, and he's so suave. And I had talked to him earlier on a Discord, but I hadn't seen his face. So this guy, and I'm like, is he a voice actor? What's his deal? And then later I found out it's freaking booty farts.
And that's booty.
Yes. Sexy motherfucker with a sexy voice. And yeah.
Booty. So what's up with the name? Is the name like a mask? Are you masking that you're like a sexy motherfucker? Tell us.
He told me it's
Tina. Hello, babe.
I'm gonna butcher this story, but
okay, wait.
He said it was like, imagine his roommate, I think, was saying like, imagine getting beat online by someone named Booty Farts something on 22. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna be that guy that beats you online with the ridiculous name, is what I remember the story as. So now it's an ironic name. I think it fits.
Great, it's so great.
Booty, well done. Very
Okay.
impressive.
Oh yeah, and then Maisie's just been a light in my life. Danny from Brazil is just heaven sent and has put together Ravassa lovers on Twitter.
Ravassa lovers.
I can't it's just too much for me to handle. I can't imagine anybody caring so much and sharing so much love. So you got a really good group of people on this Twitch right now.
I am feeling very grateful. No, the gang has been the greatest. The gang is so awesome. There's no question.
And
But
Tina,
you inspired. I mean, the Ravassa lovers was well inspired, Caro. Absolutely.
Oh, and you know what's really cute is Aspucci Taco. I don't know if he's here now, but I met him in person. He came to our signing in New York at the comic book store.
I was with him.
Were you there?
I was there.
Dude, so
yeah, Ness was there. That was the first time we all met him. Yes.
Oh, cutie, I'm
my
sorry.
first signing ever.
I haven't put all this together.
Yeah, I'm everywhere.
Aspucci walks in with a green shirt, and my sister, my younger sister, is helping man the lines. So he thinks she's me, first of all. So he gets confused. But then comes up to me, I sign an autograph, and as he's walking out, God bless his soul, tears rolling down his eyes. And then my sister at the end goes, God, the guy with the green shirt, he was crying as he looked at the autograph. And I'm like, I love that kid. He's just so special, Alexis. And then, we've chatted online some more, and him and frickin' Danny dressed up as his Anglo-Saxon characters for Halloween. Like, what?
Stop. Who were they? Who are they?
He's in this chat. There he is. AJ.
Oh my God. Okay, wait, who did you guys dress up as? I don't know this.
She dressed up. So I call her Lavender now. She's the hippie that does yoga. She did
Love
that,
her.
Danny. And then Aspucci or Alex did Johnny Moe. It was so good. It was so good. Yeah.
Amazing.
Small world, huh?
That's wild. That's wild. Okay, Jeff is saying.
Jeff P. Sorry.
Oh no!
I got excited, Jeff. I guess I've also met you. I haven't seen your face, so it's hard to sometimes put together the crazy ass screen names with faces.
Right, you've got all of us. Good. I didn't know if you were seeing it. Okay. You have been busy doing a bunch more videos for Hispanglo-Saxon. It's so funny. I've been so interested to see what people are doing during their quarantine, like when you're making your creative time and doing your stuff. And you've posted so many great new videos. And that Johnny cooking video is my favorite. I mean, I told you, I was laughing out loud. I watched it 4 times in a row because it just cracked me up so much. Setting the thing on fire. And I loved it so much. But you've gotten really creative. You've had a really good time doing all of this.
I did. I've taken a break because
Oh, Caro?
Caro?
The guitar now, so.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, okay.
Did you
okay, we lost you for a second. Keep going.
Am I there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I've taken a break for a bit from Hispanglo because it's a lot, and I've wanted to focus on things during quarantine and voice work, and I was saying I'm relearning how to play the guitar, so I'm trying to do some self-care things and some just I don't know, meditation and hokey pokey stuff. But with Hispanglo for a month straight, I was just producing videos, and it was so much fun to revisit my character. I missed them for a while, and then I bring them back, so I don't know, man.
Perfect.
I feel I was making fun of everybody doing the go-to, let me teach you how to cook something online, or let me read a children's book to you, or let me Marie Kondo my closet,
Thank you, Tina. Oh my God, Tina, you're unbelievable. Mwah. Thank you.
Tina got Sandwich Girl.
Explain to me the gift.
Unbelievable. Sandwich Girl. Mwah. I thank Sandwich Girl, but thank you again. Mwah. Thank you. So nice.
They get a little emote and stuff.
What?
No. Carolina wanted to know what all this stuff was happening.
Yeah. We're getting. We have a little emote that's a new emote that's super cute. We're developing a couple more that are super fun. And we had a hype train before. No, there it is. Do you see it in the little yellow circle?
Yeah,
with the little Farah giving them.
So she can see it.
Oh yeah. Love it. Sweet. So Tina Mickle also, she was joking that she harassed me online, but she made me my first Sombra gun ever and gave it to me at a con. So we've met a couple times at cons.
Tina's amazing.
Thank you, Tina.
Well, Tina, we met in Atlanta.
Yeah, I was trying to remember. No, I think I'd met her before. Was it before? I think I met Tina before.
Okay.
I re-saw her in Atlanta. I can't remember which one, or maybe she mailed the gun to me and then I met her in person. And then
So
Ed
nice.
Placencia, who interviewed us.
And is the best. Ed Placencia tweeted something that made me so happy one day. I walked around just beaming. I had to repost it because it was
What
so kind.
What was it? What did he say?
You know what? I should find the exact quote. It was something about me kicking ass and taking names, or about when someone. You know what? Hold on, I'll look. It was the kindest quote ever. I loved it. I went like, oh my god, he made
and
my
also
life.
like
I'll
really
find it.
A good interviewer. You know, when people ask you the same dumb questions, Ed was like out of the box, asking fun stuff, different, making it a little more entertaining. You know what
created a relationship, created a rapport, did such a beautiful job. I know, like so fortunate. Yeah. I know. And then Seti's here. This is so great. Oh, wait. So Michelle wants to make the Happy Side of TV series. So cool.
Yeah, working on writing a pilot. And they keep mentioning Onyx Equinox. So I'm working on an animation for crunchyroll.com where there's a lot of anime stuff that you can see. This one's anime inspired, and I voice a character on there, and I can't tell you anything else. Ta-da!
NDAs.
Oh my gosh. Hello, Tattoo One. Mwah. Are you kidding? I loved Archie. Archie is a friend that I met when I was in England, when I was just in London. It was such a treat. I know. No, he was amazing. He was wonderful. Super. Yay, guys, this is so nice. Yeah. And thank you. This is so nice. Assassin Volpe, you guys are awesome. This is so great.
What a freaking good group of people. So supportive and loving.
It's such a nice vibe whenever I come on. So it's been this really nice touchstone throughout the quarantine of getting to come on and talk to everybody in the family and see everyone and be like, okay, who should we talk to today? Or, oh, what are we going to do? And we've had dance parties. And I keep on trying to work out doing a movie night. And I haven't figured out the tech yet because it seems like the only way to do it right now is to do it, but it's exclusive because it's only on a platform that you can see in the US if you subscribe to a certain thing, blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. So this is a new potential challenge, but we've done all sorts of stuff. I've been bringing my fashion friends in, and Ness, I don't know if you're still wearing it now or not, but
I still have it on.
Are you? So we had a designer, Chris Habana, who was doing a special gift bag for our fans and for the people here on the stream at a discount of these incredibly rock star fabulous pieces, but all made by him, and he's this extraordinary designer. And Ness is wearing some of it now. Ness got some of it.
That's amazing.
You want to put
it looks so good. Jay, you're here. Mwah, hello, babe. Nice to see you.
Give me a sec.
Oh, Seti, my goal is to be dressing everyone. That's once we all get back to normal. I was saying I want to be doing styling streams where we go and do shopping.
Not actually through my septum, but it is a piece. This little hand, that's little mouth. That's pretty cool. Oh.
Dude, Jeff is suggesting that you get a VO agent in here.
I would do that in a minute. That'd be really fun, actually.
You should reach out.
You know what?
We have the same agent.
James.
To do that. Yeah.
We should get James in because James would be super charming and adorable about it.
Jen and I are the same agency. They used to be Abrams, now they're A3.
A3.
And they get us voice work. Yeah.
Okay. No, they're wonderful.
Yeah.
An agent on a stream. Yeah, we should definitely do that. God, wait. Guys, I'm taking the note. That was a very good note. I will do that. That would be really fun. That's a great idea.
Well, Brittany too. So Brittany takes care of gaming. James takes care of animation stuff for me. I guess James is the head and the others are.
I think James would probably just be bouncy in stream.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Yeah, I think he would be bouncy. He'd be fun for this. Yeah. This is so cool. Yeah. So should we talk about what's going on Friday? Should we mention what's going on Friday?
Yeah, let's do it because
let's start talking
up on MomoCon's Facebook.
We might as well start talking about it. So, guys, as we all know, this whole convention situation is kind of up in the air for the foreseeable future. None of us know exactly what's going to go on or how it's going to be done, and so different con people and different con organizers are trying to figure out how we're going to be doing cons and seeing you guys and talking to you guys and all getting to interact and do panels and get stuff to you and blah, blah, blah. And so this weekend, which would have been in Atlanta, big MomoCon weekend, Caro and I and a bunch of the Overwatch family, 11 of us to be specific,
Gonna be
are all
nuts.
going to be doing a panel for MomoCon Live on Friday at noon Eastern time at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Drink my coffee for that. That's early
Yeah.
to do a
But at
panel.
least you get to stay, like you can just like, put a little bit of lipstick on and have
Just
a cute
put this
pajama
on,
shirt.
and you're
Yeah,
down.
exactly.
It's gonna happen.
You don't have to
Yeah.
leave or anything. So it's not too bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, so a whole slew of us are doing a 90-minute panel followed by Instagram signings all weekend. So it's you and me and
Lucy.
Ange, Lucy, Ange. Go ahead, you next.
Chloe.
Nice.
Theo.
Jeannie Bollet, Echo, who you guys met here with us. Go on.
Theo and
What? Johnny. Go on.
Theo.
You said Theo.
I'm delayed. Yeah, so I keep losing it. Josh Petersdorf, I believe.
Yes, Josh Petersdorf is in on it. Hold on a second. Okay, now let
I'm
me
not
think.
sure
Oh, Boris.
Oh, Boris.
Boris
Yes,
is in on it.
Sigma.
Yeah, so is that all of us? Is that
I don't
11?
know. Well, we're
It's a
gonna
big-
list them all in the announcement soon. So
Yes, it's gonna be great. I'm really excited. I'm excited for all of us to be like, sitting and yapping with each
they're
other.
asking how they watch it. I think it's gonna be on MomoCon's Twitch, right?
Yes, I believe it's going to be on MomoCon's Twitch, and MomoCon and all of us will be posting everybody's Instagram schedules and where. Like, I don't know. Will you do all of yours on Instagram? What will you do, Kara?
I thought I was gonna do that. I don't know if I should do a YouTube live stream. I've never done that, but I have a lot of subscribers there. But I don't know what makes more sense, if to switch it up or to just do it all on Insta.
I am thinking I would like to do my Friday one here on Twitch, and then I'll do Saturday and Sunday on Insta.
Okay.
That's This is the plan. Yeah. So I think it'll be fun. No, I'm excited, and I've never met Boris before. So have you met Boris?
Yes.
Where did you meet Boris?
I have a little crush on him. He's married and he has a baby, so it's not like that. He's just so darn charming.
I know nothing. Where did you guys meet?
We met at BlizzCon because I snuck into BlizzCon last year, and then
Beautiful.
And then I've done I did a video with him that I haven't posted yet. I got to post that this week. So we've had a few good chats. And so we did a long kind of Skype session,
I love it.
And he's just so charming and sweet and funny. Oh my gosh, he's got a great sense of humor. He does a really good Morgan Freeman impression.
No, stop. Okay, so now I'm going to ask him to do it because I'm planning to have him on at some point, but I didn't know about the Morgan Freeman.
He doesn't do it often, but it's funny. He'll just whip it out and it's hilarious. Oh wait, so they're asking how does the signing work? So this thing called Instagraph is like an Instagram autograph. So we're all going to be sharing the link soon. We don't have it yet. You can buy your autograph there. And then on the live stream, we'll be signing live. And so we might shout you out and show you that we signed it or whatever. So you believe us. But basically, it's through a link. You kind of order what you want. I'm going to be selling pops. I have a ton of Sombra pops. They mail worldwide. So,
No, it'll be great.
Yeah.
It'll be. Wait, I remember I ran to Carl and Ange by accident. You didn't know they were both
hi,
impossible.
Jay the
Stop.
Bard.
You're kidding, Jay. He didn't know it was you?
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, I think we well recognize each other. You're in our video. We did a whole little video of that BlizzCon, and he's in there. We hug him.
I love Jay.
Yeah.
I love him. He's wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So tell me, when you think of, considering that now how long is it that you're out in LA? Is it 2 years already, or is it just a year and a half?
2 years now. And
it's really 2 years?
Craziness.
Yeah. How did that happen? That flew. I was like, is it a year and a half? Is it 2 years?
Oh, dude, you and I met 3.5 years ago now. That's crazy.
It's 3.5 years ago. Well, no, we met around now. We met around May.
Oh, okay. So 3 years.
So it's 3 years ago. Oh my gosh.
Right. I always count from Overwatch when Sombra came out and we all met at BlizzCon. I met you like 4 or 6 months after
I met you 6 months later. Right. Because you did that in November and then we all met each other in that May.
And we were like, Jen Cohn has been living under a rock because you finally got a Twitter.
I had one under Fashion Dilettante. I had no freaking idea. I totally had no idea. I was like, what? This is like a running theme with me. I'm like, oh, that's what's going on. Great.
Did I tell you I felt like a total stalker when I reached out to you? Because first I found you on Facebook and it said you went to Emerson College. So I was like, oh my God, we need to connect on this Boston thing. But so I wrote to you, and I know that Facebook goes into this other inbox. And so then I thought she's not going to see it. So then I wrote you on Twitter, and then I wrote you on Insta or something because I found Fashion Dilettante. And I'm like, oh my God, she probably thinks I'm crazy, but I just didn't want you to miss the message because we were dying to meet you.
It was so great. Well, it was you and Lucy both like were, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Who are these people? This is hysterical.
And we said she was in an egg. That's what it was. Totally.
Right.
Peel world. Oh my God.
Right.
And then they did fan art of Farrah coming out of an egg.
It was amazing. It was amazing. It was hysterical. No, and it happened like within a second. I think I like put up the Twitter page, and then suddenly we had a date in like a half an hour or something. Yeah, and then it was like, oh, okay, we're gonna all to get together. And
you were so, I mean, now I know you, so obviously you were down, but at the time we didn't know if you were gonna be down for a video, like, you know what, and you just showed up with your glasses and you walked into that French coffee shop, you know, we sat down and you're like, tell me everything.
I'm like, what is going on? You guys know what's going on. I don't know anything. Yes. That first day. Well, you guys were so adorable, and there was so much happening. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I had no idea. I just remember being like, all right, this is interesting. And not realizing that like it was the beginning, like having no sense. And then we wanted to do a video. I'm like, okay, all right, we're doing a video. Okay.
Like Cholula sauce. Then we realized the sound was bad out inside. So we did it outside.
Right.
And then you're sitting there and we can see your reflection in the freaking glass. It was too funny.
That video was so cute. And the video was so much fun. And it captured the newness and the spirit and how exciting the whole thing was. I mean, that was such a wild thing.
And I thought your name was Jen Cohn. So we had to reshoot when I said Jen Cohn.
And we coned it. Carol, how did we know? We wouldn't have known. There was no way to know. And we got into it like off the bat. I mean, we like all sat down and didn't waste any time about like actually getting into the meat of things of like where everyone stood and where everyone's lives were and what was going on. And like,
you know, the first time I met Lucy, we had a deep heart to heart. She's like, how you doing? And I'm like, my personal life is not doing well right now, but like my professional life is. And so we kind of just got into it immediately. And she's like, I'm here for you if you need anything. I've been through that. And I'm like, oh my God, okay. And so, and I remember talking about that with you immediately when I met you. It was just
immediately.
Like, there was this crazy lady connection we had that was really, really good.
And just bam, just so fast. You know, what's funny? I never thought about this. I'm only thinking about this right now. I remember when I was going through like a major moment, I broke off an engagement. It was like a whole crazy thing. And I was doing this like big staged reading at Manhattan Theater Club. And I was like really excited. They had just started calling me in all the time to do staged readings there. And it was like a big deal, you know, like and I walk in and I've only met them all, I think like once or twice before. And they're all like, how are you? And I just went like, bleh. Like, I'm like, I broke up my engagement and I don't know. And this and that. And like a couple of people were really good. And a couple were really like, okay, step back from the crazy lady.
Yes, she's nuts. Move away.
All right. Well, and it was this really, but you know, you're vulnerable because you're going into this project or going into this moment with these people and you're supposed to be available and you're supposed to be on your surface. And then here we all were and we were all just like, yes, we are together. We are here.
And we were going to cons and, you know, we would meet Overwatchers that were going through shit as well. And they would share this with us. And so I connected on a deeper level because I was going through my own hell, you know?
Yeah.
And so it was just like, I'm going to give you the love I have right now. All I have to give you right now is love. So here it is. Let me hug you. We all go through hell and we're going to get out of it. We have to, you know, we have to. So it's like I just understood the sharing of drama on another level because we all have our personal
All of
stuff
us,
going on.
all of us have our crap. Everything has you. I just read something. I don't even remember whose quote this was. It was another quote about like, if you put all of your stuff in a bag, you would take your stuff back. Like you always, even when you think that it's the craziest moment or you're having like so much stuff, everyone is having so much crazy stuff. And so once you're able to sort of tap into yourself on that level and into everyone on that level
Yeah.
and be available to everyone, it's such a gift. It brings everyone tighter. It's very
Yeah.
special.
Yeah.
I know. Oh, Ed is saying, what advice we give to new Overwatch cast members about traversing the interwebs? We're doing this as we speak. As we speak, we're doing it. So Jeannie is new to the family. And we all have like very quickly established that we're here for her and that we are the fam.
Yeah.
That we're all in this together and that we're here to offer support and advice and help and be ears and tech stuff. And it's been so special that we all have done this.
Yeah, and I
that
think
you started.
Even Sigma and Batiste are relatively new, so they still have questions and stuff. But I think that more than anything, it's also reminding, because Jeannie was like, "Oh my gosh, is my life going to be public?" And I'm like, "No, like you decide what you share, how much you put out, and if there are negative comments, you have to remember it's somebody who might be sad right now, looking for a rise or assuming we're not going to see the comment or something. So I think that when there is negative stuff online, we have to take it with a grain of salt because face to face, we're very kind to other people. And I think that when we hide behind a screen, sometimes it's easier to just say whatever and be mean. And that can be tricky, but I think that that's what I was talking with Jeannie,
Did you see that incredible exchange between Sarah Silverman and the hater on Twitter? Did you see that whole back and forth that happened maybe a year or two ago?
With who?
Sarah Silverman?
No.
This was so extraordinary. So she had some hater who was saying really nasty, snarky things to her about her in a Twitter feed.
Uh-huh.
And she responded in the most incredible way. She said, right, yeah, she made it, Jeff B is saying she made it a very teachable moment. She said, "It sounds like you're in pain. Are you okay? Is everything okay? Are you okay?" And I think the guy was so taken aback. He said, "Yeah, no, I'm in a lot of pain. I have this going on and I have this." And she started listening and she wound up like sending him to a specialist. She wound up taking, and it completely turned this guy around.
Wow.
Like this guy's whole life was turned around by her having done that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really, it was extraordinary. I mean, it's exactly that same thing. It's funny when I've had very, very few bad interactions. Most of my interactions have been amazing. I'm knock on wood, knock on everything. Like it's been incredible. But the couple that I've had that were not, they were ugly, were me being like, "Oh my gosh, what's going on with you? Who are you and what is that about?" And it tends to be someone who's young and someone who's struggling and someone who's having a rough moment or rough time. And I think that they do have moments where they go like, "Oh my gosh, what am I putting out in the world? This isn't who I'm supposed to be. This isn't who I am." I feel
there's lack of self-love, and so it's like, well, fuck the world. And then once you turn inward and you realize that that's not, I feel like social media is a tricky thing because when there are a lot of followers, like I cannot respond to all of my message. I don't. I can't look at the other.
You can't.
Because imagine responding to 100,000 people every day. Like you can't. And we need to. I was reading Glennon Doyle's latest book, Untamed.
I'm reading it too.
Dude,
it's amazing, isn't it?
I need to read it twice. Like, oh my God, it's just so beautiful. And she went on a Q&A with Elizabeth Gilbert on her podcast, and she said that she wasn't going to be signing autographs at the end of this one reading, and the fans were upset. And then she goes, "Guys, I need to arrive whole to my wife and kids, and if I sign with you guys, that's another 3 hours that I just like get so drained that it's not good for me." and then everyone just stood up and clapped, because it's like, we can give you as much as we can, and then we start depleting and we can't. And so I have seen messages that go, why don't you respond, like what's, and I can't, we can't, it's physically impossible,
It can't. Yeah. Yeah.
and that's one thing it's tricky, but people can't take it personally. That's the thing, you cannot take it personally.
Yeah, no, and I think that most people understand that. I think that most people understand that. I don't think that everyone has that expectation, or if they do, I think that they know that they can have as much of you as they can have.
I think there's some people that do take it personally. I've had some interactions that haven't been easy, because it is like, why aren't you paying attention, or why aren't you responding, or why did you respond once and not again? And it's like, and they don't understand, and that's the thing. And they're few, but I'm just saying that that's a thing that happens, So it's
Okay.
But
Well, then good that you're saying.
yes, I'd like to think that for the most part they understand.
Yeah,
we're doing our best. Yeah.
Yeah. No, as everyone is, as all that can be expected is that everybody just does their best and like does whatever they can do.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so true. So so tell me how you're feeling, just in terms of, here we are on week 9. Week 9 of like this crazy time, and there you are, but you're in a very walkable neighborhood. I know you're super active. I know that like fitness has been a thing that keeps you in line and keeps your head together. And as you're saying, you're playing guitar, you're meditating. How are you doing? How is it going?
It's been a trip, man. There's been a lot of ups and downs. I mean, luckily, oh my God, I'm healthy. My family's healthy. Like, there aren't big dramas in the world. It's been, a lot of producing the first month or 6 weeks, Hispanglo Saxon, all the stuff. And then I've kind of entered into a phase where, like, I'm really enjoying reading and doing stuff by myself. And there have been some emotional blocks that I think there's been ghosts from the past that are haunting me. And I've realized there's some stuff I haven't let go that I'm working on actively now. So it feels like a more introspective time where I'm focusing on, okay, how am I going to succeed in the future by letting this go? And I need to do that right now. So it's been emotional, but it's been good, like, I think it's just gonna open up new things, and there's been tears for sure, and there's
Of course. How could it not? How could it not?
uh,
I feel like it's been an opportunity for introspection, and for really, I mean, I keep on envisioning it as like that, the way you might Marie Kondo a room is that
yeah,
Marie Kondoing your own habits and your own quirks and your own flaws and your own things to be curious about. I mean, I keep on picking up items and being like, look at that. That's interesting, isn't it? Is that
yeah,
serving you anymore? That's
yeah,
not serving you. How do
yeah,
you fix that? And
yeah,
really sort of taking each piece like that, because there's actually space to do that. I mean, it's so rare
yeah.
that you have the kind of space to ruminate on those things. I mean, because I'm
And
so busy running around.
I was on the phone with Lucy Pohl just yesterday, and we were like, dude, we've been traveling for 3 years straight.
Yeah.
We have been on planes 2 or 3 times a month since Overwatch came out. And that's amazing. And that's freaking amazing.
It's a
Uh,
blessing.
and now we're just in our apartments. And Lucy's like, I live in a closet. It's so small. Um, where we realize, like, oh my God, downtime and introspection. And so, yeah, it's definitely been a learning experience. I have been salsa dancing. I see the comments. Saturday mornings I've been doing. So I'm from Cali in Colombia, and it's the salsa capital of the world. If you've never seen people from Cali dance salsa, just YouTube CALI, like Cali, California, Cali salsa dancing, and you'll see it's a whole other level of dancing. It's like insanity. And I wish I could dance like that. I don't, but I am practicing. So I'm doing stuff that makes me happy, man. Like salsa dancing.
It's all you can do. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, but I like to remind people it's not just, oh my God, I'm so happy, everything's great. Like, holy shit, I've got
Obviously.
Maisie Groby. Danny doesn't know this. She was
Mwah.
so cute. She when I did the Q&A for the happy side, she goes, "You look tired." We were texting, and I said, "Oh no, it's fine." Dude, I'd be crying that morning hardcore because I was really seeing some shit I needed to let go,
Yeah.
and yeah, I look tired because you cry and your little eyes go like this. And I'm like, this girl is very perceptive. Um, but it's okay, it's okay. You cry and you let that shit out. And then it's like when you're sick and you throw up and finally you feel better. It is
Yeah.
that. Like we have to expel and we have to catharsize ourselves.
Yeah. Cathar. Yeah. It's
Fitzy
not. It's
here!
not to cathar. Yeah. What is it?
Catharsis.
Catharsis. Harb Chan asked a really interesting question where I saw, and then I saw Ness sort of jumped in. But I think it's weird that if not for the lockdown due to the virus, I wouldn't be streaming now like I am, and the family wouldn't be as great as it is. And here's the thing. I had like a very, I mean, Caro, you know this. I exited November into December like a house on fire. I was like a missile. I'm serious. Like I was in a zone of like, I am a missile, I am a vessel, I am, yeah, and so I had like a plan and a mission and like lightning bolts flying everywhere. It was this very exciting. And so went into January in this zone, scheduled what I was doing and the next thing and the next goal and the next bench post and blah, blah, blah. And then was traveling like a psycho from mid-January to mid-March and
Yeah.
hitting some of them, but was getting slowed because Corona shit was like messing with the trajectory and being like, all right, okay, I can wiggle my way through. And that last morning on March 10th, when I was leaving England, and it felt like at that point, Lucy and I were still making jokes like, oh, if there's lockdown, we can like rent an apartment in Paris and run around in Paris during a lockdown. And I mean, thank God we didn't
Run
get trapped.
around.
Literally,
Paris
that was
doesn't
what we
let
were
you
saying,
out.
that we'll like
Yeah.
eat in cafes and like run around in Paris if they lock down in New York, and not realizing that like, oh, the entire world would be, and we would have been trapped in a little apartment in Paris, not being allowed to go out, but
Mhm.
not thinking of that. And I remember walking in London saying, wow, if I go home now, this will have been a great run. Let's see what happens. And then the next day was like the travel restrictions, and then bam, like it
Yeah.
was done.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it made me question, I suddenly had to question the whole plan. Like, what was the trajectory? What was I thinking? What was the plan? Did it even make sense anymore? Now that you can't leave your house, does this make sense anymore, what I'm trying to do and what I want? And it really forced me to like commit completely. So Harchan, I I was going to do it this much, but I don't know that I understood that it was like, oh, I'm committing. This is what I'm doing. I'm doing it this often. I'm doing it this much. I will have to dig deep. I will always have to figure out what I'm doing it about and what it's going to be. And then to really look at my mission statement and say, so what am I bringing? What am I contributing? What am I bringing to my community and my communities?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it just keeps on being about like, I want to be of service. I want to be of service to
Well,
this community. Yeah.
as corny as it sounds, that's why I've been trying to share the different free workouts I've been doing, because I do realize that the more sedentary we are, the more we get locked in our feelings. And I've learned through yoga that stretching and moving and all the stuff releases toxins, and again, not getting hokey pokey, just like physical, mental health and endorphins, and creating positive vibes, like even if it's just a walk, even if it's like 20 minutes,
Yeah.
5 minutes of stretching, like I feel like that's so helpful and important, um so that's how we can be of service, is sharing like what keeps us happy or motivated.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. And just do it like that's giving back in a time when everyone's in their house and like saying, "Oh my god, what do I do?" And oh, this is a thing that you can do. This is a thing. So we brought a trainer on. We were like, we had my friend Ken came and talked to everybody about fitness and about being healthy. And then my fashion friends who I had wanted to bring in some way, and I wanted to introduce to the people from the gaming world and have them be connected. And then that still is working because it still is connecting community, and people all just want to see each other. Like,
Yeah.
people want to see each other and recognize each other. And you want to recognize yourself even in this moment. I mean, if anything, this is a moment to be like, oh, this is really who I am. this is who I am, and this is how I want to express that, and this is how I want to honor that,
Yeah.
and how do I do that, and who can I put together to do that? I mean,
Yeah.
it's been amazing. So yes, Harb Chan, has it affected the streams? 100%. Would they have been as awesome? They would have been different. Maybe not as awesome, but they would have been different and awesome in a different way. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, definitely. Do it. Ness, are you watching for more questions? What else do we need to answer?
Yeah, I got questions.
Hit me.
I got one from Nessa here, and she told me to ask what they do for self-care as voice actors.
Caro is just saying just this second that she works out and does all these amazing exercises and meditates and is playing her guitar. I've been definitely taking walks, doing I'm not doing as much. I was supposed to be working out every day. I was supposed to be doing my push-ups and my squats every day. I see I'm doing it like every other day. I need to be doing it more. I've been cooking. Rob keeps on saying, like, you're cooking so much because all these chefs are putting all these amazing videos online of how they do things. And so I've been cooking more, and I love that part. Oh, hi, Sam. If you just tag Ness, well, Pro Ness, and then he'll remember what all the questions are and help throw them out if I miss them for any reason.
Booty Force has a question for you, Carol.
Sorry. So I've been cooking like crazy. I've been sleeping more. Are you sleeping more, Caro?
Yeah, so the other day I slept 10 hours. Holy
wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, but for the most part, I like 8. 8 is a good number for me. I've been getting 8. You know,
8s are good, but 10 is like power. Wow.
Naps are a good thing for me. I like them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I've been cooking more. I've been sleeping more. I've been taking walks. I've been getting some of my exercise when I'm getting my exercise. I've been listening to podcasts galore.
Yeah.
That's been really neat and really interesting, and getting involved in that.
Yesterday, I watched 2 documentaries. They were short.
You
Betty
did.
White. There's a doc.
I love her.
Dude, watch it on Netflix. She's my spirit animal. Like I want to live my life like her. She is such a badass. Oh my God. And she's 90 something now. So
she's unbelievable. She's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that one was a short one. So right after that, I watched Michelle Obama's Becoming doc. And it was freaking awesome, man. So, I'm getting inspired by women lately, just like listening to Brene Brown, Elizabeth Gilbert, Glennon Doyle. There's just, these women are bringing out the light in me,
I am loving, it's so funny. I wasn't a big Brene Brown person before all of this. I already was all into Elizabeth Gilbert and already was all into Glennon, but for whatever reason, I missed the Brene Brown thing. Yeah, so no. Brene Brown has been like a newer thing. Mel Robbins. Do you know Mel Robbins?
No.
Mel Robbins is great. And that's another one that I'm really liking. I feel like there are so many now. Gary V. Do you know Gary V?
No. Is that a woman or
Gary
a man?
Gary V. No, he's a guy, and he's on Instagram. And he's kind of a bro, but he's not kind. He's totally a bro, but look at this. Yes, you know who Gary V is. He's fantastic. And he's kind of the bro version of a Glennon or whatever. He speaks man in these ways where he talks to you about like going deep and focusing and doing your own thing. And he's fantastic. I love Gary. I love Gary too, guys. Gary's amazing. No, it's been satisfying. Go on.
No, that someone's asking about voice acting. Is it kind of like singing where a lot of people think they can sing or voice act, but it's far from the truth? Or is it something you can work on and improve?
You can work on it and improve. Absolutely. You have to be a good actor to be a good voice actor. You have to take an acting class. You have to become a good actor. You have to be a great listener. You have to really be able to listen and take your time and pay attention to yourself and to direction and to what other people are saying to you and to what the words are telling you.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I mean, I do think that you have to have some talent, but you can start from very low and work your way up. And I always remember a friend of mine in college, his senior year, he wasn't a singer. He only did straight plays. And then he was working his butt off to get into Yale grad school. So he was working on his singing, but he wasn't a singer at all. The motherfucker's been on Broadway 3 or 4 times singing. Bryce Pinkham, like I just remember him on his like senior year working his butt off for it, and he was in Bloody Bloody Andrew Jackson, he was in Gentleman's Guide to whatever that play is, musical. And so I do think that if you work hard you can get places, but I also think sometimes not everything's a career for us, you know. If we just love having fun with it, that can also be the outlet. I think that what's harder with voice acting is getting the jobs. You can be amazing.
Yes.
It's just, it's such a cutthroat career like acting that's what's tricky. It's not the talent, it's the perseverance, it's the drive that you need to have, you know.
Well, I always say the thing is like, and Jeff B will relate to this, and Ed Placencia will be able to relate to this. It, I always say it's like you got to be able to go through the wall. Like it took me years to get my first voiceover booking through my agent.
Yeah.
Like I had gotten a few other like side things, and I'd gotten some things I'd gotten myself and whatever. But once I got like a really great agent, it took me years, not one, like I think it was more than two to book, to like start booking things. And I had to be willing to and I was auditioning every day for at least 2 years before I started booking. I mean, you have to sort of be able to go through it and be like, you know what, I'm just going. And I remember saying to them, like, is something wrong? Is everything okay? And they went, no, it just, you just have to get good at this. You just have to keep doing this.
I just did a video for my YouTube channel about voice acting tips and how I got into it, because people ask so much. And I mentioned that like I auditioned that before Sombra came along my 10th or 11th year of having been auditioning straight for film, TV, voiceover, commercials, PSAs, you name it. And so it's like I busted my ass waiting tables and catering for a ton of Jewish events. Let me tell you, all the
did.
Schwitzing as I worked my butt off.
I bet you was schwitz. I bet.
And I got to tell booty farts that if I had an accent while I was saying motherfucker, it would be motherfucker, okay? Be very different. I'm kidding. So yeah, man, it's just you gotta be loving it while you're doing it simultaneously as you pay bills doing something else, as you're pursuing a bunch of things, and you know, do it with your heart.
Yeah. Just keep going. And there was that, I remember there being a moment, like there literally was a moment. I remember like early on just being nervous and every time being like, oh, and all the commercial auditions and the on-camera auditions and the voiceover auditions. And then there just came a certain point where I had just not booked so many or blown so many or done so many bad shows or done so many terrible independent films or done that I just didn't give a shit. I was like, bleh. Like it just, and I call it going through the wall. Like once you go through the wall, then you're actually good.
When you
then
don't
you're
give
like,
a shit, when you don't give a shit, that's when stuff starts happening.
Yes.
Because you've been through the shit, you know?
Yes.
Yo, let's talk about your last Airbender. Come on.
Oh, yay, 15-year anniversary, re-release.
Oh.
Re-release on Netflix. So that was the first big animation gig that I ever booked. Like that was the first. And I knew that it was a big deal only because it was the first time that I was ever on, like in New York, on a call with the voice director here and the writer was here and this, you know, the studio engineer was there and it was like on time. And I remember being the job, the copy didn't freak me out, but like the structure of it and that like we were clearly on a schedule and that we clearly had like things to do. And that was amazing voice director, Andrea Romano, legendary voice director, Andrea Romano, who was the first one who did a big gig with me. And I was like, okay, I'm ready for this. Okay, I can do this. I mean, and if it had happened any sooner, I think that I would have blown it because I would have been shitting because there was pressure because I had so many cooks in the kitchen. I mean, seriously, I think I would have blown it. I think the fact that like, I was like, oh, let's just do this. And it just worked. And I was able to do it well. And I remember it being exciting. It's funny now to think how big an impact that show had on so many people. There have been people who I meet when I say that I did that, like people who'll be like, oh, great, you're Farah, that's great. And then I say that like I was Ursa. Oh no, I was Zuko's mom. And they like, that's the, oh my God. That's the thing. But yeah, I'm really excited. It's been re-released.
So re-releasing it It's new stuff that's been recorded, or it's a re-release?
No, it's the whole series has
Oh,
been
got it.
re-released on Netflix.
Got
So
it.
people can now watch the whole series.
Okay.
Yeah. So now it's on Netflix.
So
So
guys, I'm really not angry at booty farts. I love him to pieces.
no, of course.
I was giving him shit, okay?
I've been rewatching
You're gay
Avatar,
salty.
and I just got to you appearing in it. That's when I texted you. I was like, "Oh, that is you."
You said, "Oh my God, it's you! I
Like,
hear
this-
it."
I
That
hear
is so funny.
I was like,
Yeah.
"Of course this is you. You're a parent. This is I hear it."
But that was long before I was a parent.
Oh, really?
Like I was not a parent. I think, was I even married? I don't even know if I was married yet. I might have been a newlywed when I recorded that. I was not a parent. Yeah, it's funny.
I have not. So I'm not a burrito fan, Booty. I'm a taco fan. So I live in California, but I have a lot of tacos, not burritos for some reason. I don't know why.
I
It's
agree
all
with
the
you.
rice and beans, Caro.
Yeah.
It's the rice and beans. I like, yeah.
Good point.
I like it with onion. I like it with some of the shredded greens.
Lime,
Yeah, but like the rice, the beans, it's very heavy. I go more taco than burrito too.
Yeah. And then Danny was at soft or hard? Soft.
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 Yeah.
Soft.
But no, I don't like all things soft. Just some things. Yeah. Danny was asking where Maxwell is. So we have a cat. We have a family cat. Maxwell. I found in Williamsburg Park underneath a car when he was a tiny kitten. He was freezing his butt off in March in a snowy, snowy day. And I heard him under the car and I crawled under and grabbed the little mofo and stuck him in my jacket because he was lost. And I couldn't have him live with me because my roommate at the time was allergic to cats. So my little sister had him for a while. But then poor Maxwell was getting a little bit, I don't know, angsty in the apartment. Like we felt like he wanted to get out and live a bigger life. And Gabby was traveling a lot too, my sister. So we flew him down to Colombia one Christmas when we went down for Christmas. So now Maxwell's with my parents, and my parents love having Max in the house.
Oh.
Max is now 10 years old, probably, or 8 or 10. And he lives in Cali with my parents, and my parents are the best grandparents in the world.
So Max has lived this like fabulous, unexpected international life. Like Max has gotten, talk about.
That was an abbreviated version of the story. At one point, Gabby flew out to LA to see my older sister, and Max stayed with Alejandra for 2 years in LA. And I think that's why he learned to love the sun and the outdoors. So when he went back to New York, it's not like we fly the cat around. It's just when we take a trip, we take the cat.
Yes, I love it.
Right. And so then Max went back to New York, and I had to babysit him a few times in Brooklyn, and he would just get like angsty in the apartment. So we finally took him to Cali, and my parents have him there in the garden. And,
that is very cute.
Yeah.
That is nice.
Yeah.
It's an extraordinary life. That's it. You know what? So Max is like one of those like most interesting men in the world cats.
He is
like,
so
you've
fun.
lived where? You've done what?
Exactly.
You were homeless on the streets of New York when you were picked up by, yeah.
And Gabby says he's a Brooklyn street cat. And I go, no, he was a house cat that somehow ended up on the street because he was like a tiny little cute fur ball. And that's why I had to save him. He was going to die out in the cold.
Yeah, I love that you did. This is very sweet.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, what are we looking at? I love that everyone knows.
Put the screen side by side.
Wait, what?
I've been doing it like TV and switching upon both of you. But
going back and forth? Yeah. That's nice too.
Oh, I always like seeing both so that it's, so I can see reactions and stuff.
Wait, is Everlasting Brushstrokes asking if I made it to Paris? Yeah, I did. Guys, look back in the streams. You can take a look. I did the fashion streams. It was like things were closing down as we were going, like showrooms were closing, things were happening. But we managed to get a bunch of the visits that we wanted to get, and we got to do a bunch of fun streams, and we saw Lucy in Paris. So we have Pharmacie à Paris.
Merci. Oh,
very nice. It was very fun. It was excellent. I want to see this. What else? No wonder. I get it. Everlasting Brushstrokes. Ness, is there anything else we should follow up on, honey?
I'm reading. I'm looking through my notes.
You checking? Checking. He's checking.
Well, I had one from Taylor. Taylor saying, "I love your videos, Carolina. Who else would you want to make a video with?"
Oh, thanks, guys. I've reached out to Moira a gazillion times. Don't think I haven't. She just doesn't like social media, and that's okay, I mean, she hasn't responded to me. I think that it's just that, you know, she lives a private life and I respect that. So, but I'm gonna, I have Boris coming at you soon. Boris coming at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then at some point we'll see about Doomfist, Jen. Yeah.
You guys got to see him. He's wonderful. He was so much fun. You could see he's also in the highlights. He's
Charming. Oh my gosh.
Isn't he charming?
Yeah.
Caro, everyone wants to go out with him. Like just everyone. I don't know anyone who meets him and talks to him and doesn't want to date him. He's just.
I saw him on Broadway.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
exactly.
I almost lost it because the way they dance. Holy.
Yeah, no, he's just he's frightening. He's got that kind of thing. You're like, oh my God, who is that man? Can I follow that man around? Can I like just he's he's a little hypnotic for sure. Oh my gosh, so cute. Yes, Harb Chan and Jeff B. It's Andrea Romano who's famous, yes, who's Batman, the animated series and everything. Andrea Romano basically directed everything. And then the joke was because between her and Andrea Toyas, you have a great leg up in the industry in LA to direct animation and games if your name is Andrea. If you're a woman named Andrea, you are much more likely to succeed in the voice directing community.
But it's Andrea Toyas and Andrea Romano.
Yes.
Andrea and Andrea.
Well, you know what? You can be a little, give a flourish. You can't be Andrea. Andreas need not apply.
Andrea.
Andrea or Andrea.
I had one session with Andrea Romano before she retired, so I felt very lucky to do that for Sombra.
She directed. When she came and directed me for Overwatch, I was like, I said, oh my God, I don't know if you remember me from Avatar, and she did, and she was super sweet. She was like so nice. I know it felt like a full circle moment.
Yeah.
When she directed me for Farah. It's very cute.
You know what's funny? They're asking if we could do a fan fiction reading. Blizzard doesn't love us doing stuff in our character voices that isn't, you know, so much like our the voice lines they've already written and stuff. So like the whole script as our characters is not something we're allowed to do. So
they're asking if we know JB. We love JB.
Oh, dude,
JB. JB is great.
Now JB is mainly the Sombra director because he understands her dark sense of humor so much. So I get him mostly.
He's great. I love him.
Yes.
Yeah, he's hilarious. He's so fun. This is like Devil Wears Prada. You're right.
I had a question, Carol.
Yeah.
Do you know Raze's kit now? Have you seen it?
God. I've read up on it. I know I have a Roomba and I know I have some grenades they throw and they turn to paint when they hit the wall. And I read that she's OP and that no matter what she like does, she'll explode your brain off. So they're trying to so fans are asking to get her balanced, but I don't know much else.
Okay, gotcha. All right. I've read that. I've seen that. I played her yesterday. Yeah, okay.
Oh, cool. Okay. And you had fun or
yes, I have fun. You know, if she's broken, then just counter her. That's it. Don't just get good. But yeah, she has like a Junkrat kind of mind where she blows herself up in the air, which is cool. Yeah.
Yeah. She comes in all guns a-blazing.
Yes, it's good.
Yeah.
All right, that was it for me.
What is the first thing, like when you close your eyes and you think about like things opening back up? I mean, I don't know that it'll ever be quite back, but things opening up normal enough that like we can all travel and we can eat where we want, and we can see who we want, we can do what we want. What's the first thing you want to do? What are the first two things you want to do?
Oh my God, honestly, I just want to go to Tulum right now.
Yes.
I've never been. I just want to go to a beach.
Oh God.
Oh, like that's not.
Oh, that sounds so good.
I want to go to Theo's pool party. Theodore Chin has the best pool parties, and I was craving a burger from his grill the other day. He really is a dad 76. He stands by that grill in his apron and sweat and you know bathing suit and makes us burgers all afternoon. It's amazing.
Oh, that sounds nice.
I think I just miss the social aspect. It doesn't have to be like the most perfect sushi. It doesn't have to be the most amazing, you know, Negroni. I've been craving those like darker cocktails lately. I'm a gin and vodka cocktail girl, but every once in a while I do like a Manhattan, you know, or fashioned. And lately, like that's just the smokiness sounds good. I'm a people person. I'm a Gemini and an extrovert. Those things together are like, I want to hug people. I want to be able to meet up and hang. That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You know?
I was thinking about that night that we went out, that you and me and Johnny and when we went and we ate all that delicious food, and then we went to that bar, that fabulous bar, and I mean, I want things like that. I
Yeah.
want things like that. I want us all.
Hours. We shared a bunch of amazing food and then just like had cocktails. It was so great.
And the places were so great. And we were able to walk from one to the other, and it was just loose and easy. And that's what I'm missing. I'm missing wandering around with the people that you want to hang out with from one place to another, and like it just not thinking about it.
And there's something about, I mean, I'm zooming a lot of people, but God, that's why, I'm really amazed at gamers. And Danny called me out again. She's like, "Oh, did you just criticize me for loving being in front of a screen?" But like, I'm here in front of the screen and I'm talking to you, but I want to touch you and I want to hug you. And so I'm having trouble not being able to connect. I hug everybody at cons. I have, and I miss the interaction of humanness, even if I am being very social on the interwebs.
It's not the same. It's not the same. And the waiting for your turns, and that you can't grab someone, you don't smell anyone's perfume, and that you don't like, you can't the touching stuff. The touching stuff. It's weird. Yeah, I know. I miss that too.
Having you sit in my living room with a glass of wine is so different than like, "Hey, how's everything in New York?"
Right. Ba, 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 la, 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 la. I know. Yeah, I know. I get tired. I get tired with this. It's yeah.
And I think that, we're used to leaving our house, getting into the car, doing or the subway, walking up, walking down. Like I miss being a little more active instead of just like, my apartment's small, dude. I have a living room and a kitchen, it's like I'm in this space right now. And so the normalness of getting out to do stuff and just hitting an audition and socializing with freaking actors or whoever sells you something at a grocery store. You know what I mean? Oh my God, I've been thanking everyone working at the grocery stores profusely, because they are there so many more hours now, and they're doing this for us, and they're wearing masks all fucking day. I don't wear a mask all day. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. No, we have the luxury of taking them off. Totally. I know. Right. No, I know. It's a crazy thing when you think about that part of it. Having to wear it all day. I miss the going in and out of studios. I miss the going in and out of going in and out of a casting. I miss the going in, and saying hello to your agents. I missed all of that stuff. I mean, now to not see those parts of people's faces and not to be showing it, it's different.
You can't. I mean, I can smile. Right. Tara, what's Banks? Tara, what's the model?
Tyra Banks.
Tyra Banks. It's right. Like, don't put my eyes that I'm smizing. For sure. Guys, so Sombra is Mexican and Raze is Brazilian. If you think Sombra is Colombian, I'm Colombian, but not Sombra. Anyway.
I hate wearing the mask because I get like I wear glasses, so I can't see without them. So having them fog up was not fun today.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Ness went out for the first time.
I did
since the whole
all
thing
started.
It's his first time out. Yeah.
Where are you? You're in New York right
now.
He's
To clarify, my mom has asthma, so that's why I haven't been outside. I refuse to.
God.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So you've been getting groceries delivered?
No, my father is the only one that goes out at all, and gets everything, and then yeah. So I've just been.
Yeah, hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hardcore. And so it's funny, I didn't think that I was going to be excited to go back to the city, but I'm kind of excited now to go back to the city. I mean, I know it's been such a wonderful respite and relief to get out of the city, because where, and everybody who's watching knows that I've been in Cape Cod for a couple of weeks, and I'm going to go back to the city soon. I'm excited to walk everywhere and just be passing people again. Like I haven't seen people.
Yeah.
That's been weird. Like while it's been wonderful to be out in nature and while it's been wonderful to like have this time away and do all that, I'm excited to actually like physically have to deal with people. And it's such a strange thing, even though it's dangerous, even though it means I'm going to have to like do my crazy Silkwood sterilization routine every time I walk into my house. I mean, it's literally like it's a decontamination every time I come in and out of my house.
I think of Gattaca. Did you ever watch that movie?
Yes.
Dude,
Oh my
I think
gosh.
it's that one where they scrub their body with these crazy loofahs to just like
Yes.
to peel off like layers of skin so that nothing is left from wherever they were. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, I think Silkwood because there's that scary decontamination room. Like that where they have to go through when they and the way it is in my apartment is like at the front door, we have the hamper and when you walk in, all of your clothes come off at the front door, your shoes come off, all of your clothes come off. We've got bathrobes hanging at the front door. And so you put your, all your clothes come off, you can leave your underpants on or whatever. You put your bathrobe on, that you say the sanitizer on your hands, then there's the thing of the wipes. You wipe down your phone, you wipe down your headphones, you wipe down, then you wash your hands. And then you take the packages and you bring them and then you start sterilizing each package. I mean, the routine in New York City is nuts. But it's because we all see each other all day. Like you never would leave the house without Clorox wipes and gloves and your mask and your sanitizer in every pocket. And because you are touching so many things. And being here in the country, it's been so wild because I'm like, sure, I go out with sanitizer and a mask, but like that's like free balling. I'm like, woo! I'm like a wild child only going out with that.
Commando.
Totally. It's totally like commando up here. So while I'm not looking forward to having to go back to that routine, I am looking forward to actually like having to interact with my town more.
Yeah.
I mean, that part is good, which is,
I think that these things bring people together. Like I love seeing the videos of New York City clapping when at 7 p.m. when the new nurses are coming in and the other ones are leaving. And at 8 p.m. here, my neighborhood goes crazy with pots and pans and whistles and everyone's honking on. Like we are thanking our medical staff, which is really beautiful. I get goosebumps every time it happens. It's craziness.
Yeah. No, it's magical. Where I am, you hear it, it goes on, but it's not as crazy. If you go a little east of me, it's more residential, so it's very crazy. If you go north of me or south of me, it gets crazy because those are more residential. If I'm with Mickey fishing and we're near the Upper West Side, it's wild. It's like a scene.
Yeah.
It's silent if you're near the Upper East Side because they're all gone. No one's there.
Oh, they all left to their
Anybody who's near Fifth Avenue, they're all gone. So there's no one. So that part, that's kind of like, ooh, wow. If you're west, that's not. It's different.
Oof.
It's so interesting. I know.
Yeah.
So,
Ind Boss. I think Sombra and Batista are friends, but I don't know if that's part of the lore yet. If Michael Chu said it once, then it is.
It is. Yeah. Trust Michael.
Yeah.
Right. You got another interesting question. We know you master Latin American accents. Can you do European Spanish accents too? I bet you can.
Mira, tía, si tú eres de España, tú estás diciendo Barcelona, ¿qué dices, tía? No lo hago muy bien, pero lo estoy. It's like Penelope Cruz, she talks with the S right here, it's very.
I love that.
I'm going to say I'm from Ibiza or from Barcelona.
Ibiza.
Yeah, Ibiza. I do a caricature of it. Have I actually really worked doing a Spanish accent from Spain? No, because I haven't really had to audition for it. But hey, the first voiceover I booked, I made up my Mexican accent because I got there and I didn't know how to do it. So I kind of made it up and it worked and I booked it. It was a commercial for McDonald's. And then I realized, I should master this Mexican accent just because it's a thing that's going to be necessary for work, so that's why I learned Mexican and Spanish.
I've been watching Money Heist, and that was spot on because I've been watching that in the original European Spanish to brush up on my Spanish because I haven't been outside, so I haven't been able to use it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's supposed to be a really good show. I haven't seen it yet, but everyone says you should watch it with subtitles just because the dubbing is kind
The
of weird.
dubbing sucks, so
Oh,
that's why I've
really?
been watching it in the original Spanish.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's always better with subtitles if you listen. I mean, the dubbing's always, I don't know, it
Casa de
throws me.
Papel, Maisie. I know that's the original title, but yeah.
I've heard it's awesome. I've heard it's so good.
La Casa de Papel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to see it too. there's so much out there I've forgotten, you know.
It's long.
If
It's a
you
long
guys haven't
show.
watched Sex Education on
I don't
Netflix,
know this. What's
Oh, I've
that?
seen. Yeah.
What's
Jen,
sex education? I don't know. Tell me. I don't know.
oh my God.
I don't know.
It is a British show. It's got 2 seasons, small town in the UK, and this kid whose mom is a sex therapist, and he's very embarrassed by it, somehow ends up becoming himself at 15 years of age, a little sex counselor at his school because the kids start coming up to him to ask him questions. So he starts advising them. Dude, it's really beautifully written. The characters are so amazing. It's super diverse. You actually learn a ton of good stuff. What's her name from the X Files is on it, who is so brilliant. What's her name? Help me out.
Gillian Anderson?
Gillian Anderson.
Yeah.
I want to be her. She
She's
is
so
gorgeous.
fabulous. Yeah, no, she's
Stunning.
ridiculous. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then she meets this boyfriend character who's like Scandinavian in the show, and I want to marry him too. Like, oh my God, it's a really, really enjoyable show. I think you would dig it, Jen. It's really
I love this. Okay, this is on the list. And it sounds like something that Mickey could actually like be in the room.
No, there is some stuff. I mean, he's 10, right? 11.
He's 11. He's almost 12.
You know, they go into blowjobs and sex and anal. I don't know how you feel about him seeing that, but it's not graphic. It's just like the trials and tribulations of teens. It's
Yes.
really cool. It's
Yeah, no, that sounds really appropriate. No, considering that he's like watching, 15 hours of South Park a day, I think it's probably he probably has been exposed to everything at this point, and this is the better messaging.
I think New York kids definitely like are exposed to stuff in a different way than any other child ever. Anyway, you know.
Me, so you saw Rob's movie Cruise. So Rob, my husband, had a movie that came out a few years ago called Cruise that was set in the 1980s, and it was supposed to be like the car racing, like the drag racing scene in the 80s in Queens. And Mickey was present during much of the shooting and so much of the editing. So Mickey has seen the movie like 200,000 times. There's a bunch of inappropriate language and there's a little bit of sexually explicit stuff. And there's a scene in a car where like, the guy who's like the hero of the car is like getting a blowjob from, this, girl that is a fan of his basically. And Mickey tonight just said to me earlier today, goes, Ma, mind you, he's 11. He goes, remember when you used to tell me in that scene where the girl comes up in the car that she just dropped her wallet and she was looking for it on the floor of the car? Remember when you...
And he realized, he found out what it was.
Well, because remember, it's like, I always knew what it was. I said, how did you know? You were like 8. He's like, I knew what it was.
Or
you said it was the wallet, but it wasn't the wallet.
He just found out what it was and wants to let you know he always knew.
He's maybe covering, but I have a feeling he probably was just humoring me and did know. But he was like, what is she? I was like, oh, I'm sure I was going to say, like, did she drop her lipstick or something? But no, apparently I told him that she dropped her wallet and she was looking for her wallet on the floor of the car.
And I just saw a comment that I wanted to address. Someone's saying that it was graphic because there is a penis and a woman pleasuring herself in one scene. I mean, sure, yes, but you know what I think is interesting is that in American television, like this isn't talked about ever, and so it is this taboo thing.
I think I know you're about to talk about.
Yeah. Huh? Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, and it's just like I feel like the more we normalize this, the more we can be okay with sexuality. Like, why are we okay with guns and killing in video games?
Yes.
And we're not okay with like making love in a movie. Like, everyone makes love. That's how babies are made. It's a great thing to do. We should all learn about this at some age so that we're not lost when we're trying to lose our virginity, trying to figure it out. Like, I think that it's a healthy thing that we should all be okay with, I think.
And if you're saying that the messaging in this particular show is good, then what is there to object to? I'm totally with you on this.
That's what I think, And the beautiful thing about, so not to give anything away, but the beautiful thing about this kid giving advice is that he has not had sex, but he's coming at it from this human thing. Well, what do you think? What do you feel? How could you better communicate with your girlfriend about this? It's just human. It's not about the poses and what you learn in the Kama Sutra. It's about human heart connection and what makes us comfortable. It's so, oh God, I can't rave enough about it.
I love this.
I can't stop raving about it. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
And I have been watching the opposite. I have been watching the absolute dead opposite of sex education. Our family has gotten addicted to 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. We have gotten addicted to the trashiest show in the world. Have you been watching this show? This show, this is
I don't watch reality. I really stay away from that shit.
Same.
Caro, it is the trashiest show in the world, and all three of us are completely hooked on this show. Completely. I can't even, it's I like, and this is something that has happened during this quarantine. I never watched reality TV. I don't have time for reality TV. We are all completely hooked. 90 Day Fiance. Like complete, we can't stop watching. Oh, Harb Chan, you Dr. Pimple Popper? Yeah. No, it's Love is Blind. Yeah, no, these shows are trashy and fun as hell. It's terrible. But this 90 Day Fiance thing, people are so desperate to connect and so desperate and haven't been given good messaging and don't have, like, aren't in touch with themselves properly and don't know how to communicate well and and aren't in touch with any of this. So they're going about it in these completely fakakta ways. And I know you know what fakakta is.
Say fakakta.
Fakakta. They're going about it in like these completely fakakta ways. They're like throwing their hearts on the table in these stupid ways, in ways that are potentially dangerous to them, and like they don't know how to handle interactions at all. And even Mickey is like, oh my God, why did he do that? Why did she say that? It's crazy.
Dude, you know what I was talking about with a friend who's a counselor, therapist in Spain. She's been doing Zoom sessions with all of her people. And I was telling her about anger and pain that I haven't let go from my past. And I'm a joyful person. I find joy every day of my life, but there's some stuff that I was holding on to because I didn't know how to release. And I'm learning about that now. And she was saying, Caro, we need to teach kids how to talk about anger. Instead, we just say, don't be angry. And it's like, no, like, how does anger get transformed into something else? Because it's a very energetic feeling. Like, how do we express love to somebody we care about? How do we work through our feelings to better connect to people, rather than this weird Tinder world we live in where people ghost somebody when they didn't have a good date instead of just communicating better things? Like, we really need to learn how to sift through our feelings and then act accordingly and kindly to other humans.
Yes,
like people are now going on first dates on Zoom. A lot of my girlfriends have met people on an app. They have a first date, second date, third date, and then it's a real connection where you go, hey, let's maybe meet up at some point, instead of this like weird app life that people have been dating and just not really caring to be human with each other. It's just been very disconnected. And I think that we're relearning what emotional value we all have during quarantine.
Yes. So, well, I think that by virtue of things moving online, so you don't, well, there's less propriety. So like basic niceties and basic social interaction isn't being taught. And then as things go online, it's the Wild West and people don't know what the rules of interaction are, because they're not basing it on interactive niceties, because it's not physical interaction, it's online interaction. And so people, I think, aren't being taught what etiquette is, or that it's not okay to ghost someone. It's not okay to do like the way that people are going about things, that people just aren't taught how do you deal with someone in a way that actually is kind and is personable. And particularly if you care. I mean, because most people do care, they just don't know the right way to do it.
Or
no one is there showing them how to do it.
Or it's self-protection and self-preservation. You go, oh, she said that to me, I'm going to ghost her. Fuck that bitch. It's like, no, let's communicate things that you could end up, really connecting if you kind of peel away some layers. And someone said Tinder is garbage. I don't know. I've never been on Tinder, but I think that I've met people who've gotten married on apps, so I don't think
Yeah.
apps are terrible. I think that
No.
how we communicate them on them is terrible. I think we need to remember there is a real person on the other side, and we need to be kind. And I think Jeff mentioned that he's tired of having people tell men they can't be angry, or men can't have feelings. Someone else said that.
Well,
I
this is
think
all about toxic masculinity. I mean, this is
the
about
more
like figuring that part of it out. I mean, that part's been really interesting. Seeing that in action. I mean, because what do we have modeled for us? We've got this like ridiculous toxic masculinity modeled for us in how we see, masculine men
Yeah.
behaving, and then not being taught how are you kind? How do you communicate that it is safe to feel certain things and to communicate certain feelings? I mean, that's the- I, I keep on having
I
Mickey
think the
examples.
first
Tell
place
me.
yeah. Oh, sorry, what?
No, go
Mickey
ahead. I was
examples?
I was going to give another example, but go ahead. You first.
Oh, just that we all want to be vulnerable and connect, but then I don't know if he wants to connect, so I don't express, and then he doesn't, so then we both think we're being standoffish instead of us both being like, hey, I actually feel something for you. And so I think that hi Sam, he says, or she says, I don't know how to talk to people or make connections like that last. And I think that it's because and that happens to a lot of people. You're not the only one. I think we're afraid of sharing deep things because we might get turned down or we might get made fun of. But the more we all understand that vulnerability is a real thing, and we can share it,
Well,
and
that
then
vulnerability is strength. That vulnerability speaks of you being
courage.
confident and you being safe and you being willing to be out there. That you when you put yourself out there, that doesn't mean that you're putting your whole sense of self. Like you're able to be open to being rejected and not have you break because of it. That's another thing to
Yeah,
learn to be able to do that.
yeah. What's your Mickey example?
Well, I was thinking about so I there was do you know the comedian Anthony Atamanuik?
No.
He's a
No.
Anthony Atamanuik. He's a guy. He's a Trump impersonator, and he had the Trump show. And he's a very good comedian, and he does a great Trump impersonation. And Mickey does an incredible Trump impersonation, which I don't know if you've seen, Caro, but he's like amazing. He's incredible.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. I have.
Anthony went to Emerson and is friends with friends of mine. And I had told Anthony that Mickey had seen Anthony on TV doing it before.
Yeah.
And I saw Anthony, I ran into him at a party or something and said, oh my God, my kid does a great one too. And so he made this adorable video for Mickey. Like I showed Anthony a
Oh
video of
my
Mickey
God.
doing it. And then Anthony did one as Trump, like, and gave Mickey pointers and was talking to him and was super sweet and told him how great he was. It was just a super, super sweet thing. And Mickey's reaction when I showed it to him was like, yeah, I don't think he's so good. I don't think that his impersonator, he's not that great. He's really, yeah, sure, but no, he's not that. And I said, Mick, I said, he's great enough that he has a fucking TV show doing it. Like he's really great. And look how nice he was that he did this. And that's your reaction? Like it was so
Wow.
nice that he made this video for you. And this is maybe 2 years ago that this happened. I said, I can't believe that's your reaction when he was so nice to take out the time
Yeah.
to. And later that day, we were like running an errand and unsolicited, Mickey says, I need to apologize to you. And I said, what? He said, it's not that I don't think that Anthony's great. I do think he's great. I'm afraid he might be better at it than I am. And it made me feel bad. It made me feel really bad to think that I wasn't as good as him and that I'm not good. So I thought if I put him down, that maybe it would make it that I wouldn't feel bad, that I would feel better. And I went, and like my jaw fell and I couldn't get over it. I said,
Uh-huh.
Mickey, do you have any idea how many people can't articulate that? And that's why people say nasty things. And that's why people troll. I'm talking about tucking this full circle. That's why people troll. That's why people behave nastily. That's
Yeah.
why people react badly because they're afraid of it making them feel bad and they're afraid of being vulnerable. I said, what you did is so brave and is so much greater than that. I said, of course, apology accepted, so good. But I feel like it's those ugly little scary, dirty secret impulses that motivate people to behave badly in ways that they feel they're protected by the anonymity of a screen or the anonymity of an app. I feel like it's learning to be vulnerable and be in touch with those feelings and be safe with those feelings and being okay with feeling bad and being safe with it and still being able to go through it and know that you will live, that it's not going to kill you to feel scared in that moment or
It's okay
sad.
to be wrong,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And apologizing is something real. I had a very close person in my life who, anytime we'd have a fight, I'd come around to make things right. And one day she came around and was like, "Hey, I'm sorry about this, this, and that." And I said, "This is the first time you ever apologized to me in your life." And that hit her like, oh my God, like pride was such a thing that blocked her from being able to connect. And I think that when I called her on that, she realized it and was like, thank you. Like I can't keep living this way. It's a really, and it meant a lot to me that she was able to apologize. So it's just crazy how,
Yes.
yeah, we got to get deep to get to the root of things,
Yeah.
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 So
And be willing.
yeah, for sure. There is someone keeps asking about a Makura or something with Diva and Sombra. You've asked a couple times and I've missed it, so I want to address it, but
What
I
is
don't.
that?
Something, is it like a pillow or something? Obviously Japanese. It's got to be anime or something.
I have
Let me see if I can
no
find it.
idea. Like, what's Makimakura?
Dakimakura. Question: does anybody seen a Sombra Dakimakura? If you have one or not, I have Diva
Body
and Sombra.
pillow.
Oh,
It's a
Oh,
body pillow.
honey, I've signed a few of those in my lifetime. I want you to know.
Oh my goodness.
And hi, Sam. That you're mentioning about how you bottle up feelings, and I think that bottling up feelings is what gives us ulcers, is what gives us, chronic pain. When we release it, we just, God, we feel free, And I think that that's why it's okay for men to cry, and that's why it's okay for women to punch a pillow. You know what I mean? Like we need to be able to let it go, let it go. Sorry.
And no, it's perfect. Well, this is, I feel like this is a perfect, what should we sing? You know what? I wish I knew all the lyrics. I should know the lyrics more, shouldn't I? Considering how many times that freaking movie played.
Yeah.
Let it go. Yeah. I feel like this is a very appropriate note to leave it on. So guys, you have to take Caro's advice about stretching and moving your bodies and like getting all of that tension out, particularly in a time like this. And all of us need to be vulnerable and have our guts on the table and be willing.
And quarantine has made people text me out of the blue. Hey, Caro, I'm thinking about you. I hope you're well. Or, hey, I'm sorry we had a fight however many years ago. Like, I think people are really turning in and wanting to connect and apologize for past things, or just say, hey, I love you, or you're a huge inspiration. Like, we are vulnerable when we open up to them, and then they might open back up to us. Do you know what I mean?
I love that. Guys, this is an excellent opportunity for doing that. Take the moment to have that feeling and go for it and do it. I love this.
And Jen, I love you.
I love you. I love you so much. Thank you so much for coming on. You are a treasure. You are a gift in my life. I adore you. I want to be in the same place as you. I want to squeeze you. I want to give you a hug.
I know.
I want to give you clothes and give you a hug.
Get extra earring holes. They're not very crazy right now. I'm keeping them simple, but
they're super cute. But they're incredibly cute. Yeah, no, you're doing it well. And I saw that picture of you with the platforms, and I feel like I inspired you in your platformia as well. Absolutely. Made me so happy.
Yeah, for sure.
I love seeing that.
I don't know if I'll teach yoga on Twitch. I keep yoga to myself, but maybe one day we'll see. We'll see.
But I'll follow up and do the links that you say. Which are your favorites of the apps that we should be doing?
Well, I've been doing Pilates with some chicks on my Instagram.
You told me about that.
Aveneer_LA. Yoga Works has like a free 2-week session you can sign up for. Right now I'm doing a thing called The Class.
You told me this. Wait.
and you get 2 weeks for free. And then if you want, you can pay $40 a month, which if you use it enough, it makes sense. There are these really amazing workout classes that like work you out, but in between you stop, you listen to your heart, and sometimes you expel sounds and stuff. And so it's like an emotional thing. It's like it's teaching you about confidence, it's teaching you about staying sane, but it's also working you out and like staying in the tough stuff. So, and you do heart openers, and like, dude, my back is killing from yesterday's workout. It's like a cathartic release as well. It's a really beautiful one. I'll send you the link to that. It's really awesome.
I'm totally checking that out. I love that. Herb Chen is asking if you know about Headspace.
Oh yeah,
meditation.
I've done Headspace in the past. Right now, I'm just meditating on other things I find on YouTube. If there's a specific theme, I'm meditating on forgiveness myself every day. So I found something on YouTube that helps me. So, but yeah, I've done all the apps. There's so many apps for meditation. Yeah.
Good girl. And Jeff B, yes, I totally want to do karaoke streams. This is something I'm talking to Ness about as well, because like I wanted to do family movie nights. I want to do family karaoke nights. And we knew how to do that in person with people, but I'm trying to figure out how we do that virtually. So that is the next question.
Have you heard about that app, Party House or something? Party something?
Is it something you can stream?
Oh shoot, I don't know. I know that you
can
put on a movie and watch it with a bunch of people. I guess I don't know if you can connect it to Twitch. Maybe not.
There's a movie. There's like a movie something that you're able to do with Twitch, but it's very limited number of movies that you can do, and it's only if you have Amazon Prime, and it's only if you're in the US, and blah blah blah. And I want everybody to be able to participate. So we're trying to figure this out as we speak.
Cute. There are some suggestions in the Jackbox and Twitch things, so I guess there are some.
I'm writing it down, guys. I'm writing it down.
Twitch things is for karaoke, yeah.
Okay, so we should do that too.
Hey Ness, thank you so much for everything.
Oh hell yeah!
You're fabulous.
Isn't Ness the best? I love Ness. Ness, I love seeing you in the Chris Habana stuff. Guys,
I like
after our Chris Habana scene. Yeah, it looks so good. Look how rock and roll he looks. He's like totally a rocker.
On,
you do?
Mess with the Ness and die like the rest.
Back.
That's a Sombra voice.
Nice. Nicely done.
Yeah.
No, he looks so cute. I love his stuff on him. Oh,
yeah.
He's got his amulet on.
Oh.
This is all the Chris Habana stuff. It's so cool.
With little mouth.
Are you Mexican dude?
I am.
Are you? Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
I am. See.
So cute.
Por supuesto.
So, my carita, my carota, I am going to see you on Friday morning on MomoCon on their Twitch stream. We're going to be doing the MomoCon line panel with the whole Overwatch family, the World Needs Heroes family meeting. And that's going to be at noon on Friday. In Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Yep.
And then I'm going to do my first Instagram stream here on Twitch from 4 to 6 Eastern time.
Oh, sweet. I'm going to be doing mine at noon Pacific, so 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Eastern, and all days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, noon.
Perfect. I'm going to do 4 to 6, and then the other 2 days, I think one of the days I start at 1, and the other day I start at noon.
But I'm sure you'll share this on here, Jen, but make sure to follow our Instas, because that's Insta, Twitter, that's where we share everything. So this week, everything will be up and you'll be able to see it. And Jeff is also going to be doing the MomoCon panel. So congrats.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay! Oh, good. I'm so glad, Jeff. Well, okay, Caro, I love you. Mwah. Thank you for hanging out with the fam. Family, I love you. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is so fun. I'll see you guys later this week. I'm excited.
Thanks for coming by, Carol.
Guys,
love you. Bye.